Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and today I've got a cool tool alert for the Schroder Ratcheting T-Handle, and this is model 40060. It's a German-made all-steel tool. It's got a ratcheting mechanism inside and a chuck and a bit holder basically, but it's for small stuff, and I use this for hand drilling things, or if I'm drilling into different materials. Could be wood, could be I'm modifying my DeWalt drill case for another purpose because all the bits broke. Lots of different uses, and I first mentioned this thing when I was talking about building this or kind of modifying this screwdriver into a little pry bar in a previous video, and I actually used my ratcheting T-handle in order to very carefully drill into this this kind of vintage snap-on handle. The way this works is, first of all, there's a little chuck on the end. The maximum size I've managed to wedge into this thing is a 7/32 bit, and that I can get in and just barely get a few threads on it. It's probably enough to hold it for light hand drilling. It seems about the most reasonable size. For this thing, I've got a 3/16 here, and that allows you, plenty of thread coverage. So you can see that. And so if I was drilling, basically on this, forward is allows you to apply the force in a clockwise direction. Back towards the handle is counterclockwise, and obviously right in the center locks it, and you need to have that in order to operate the chuck. So I'm going to go forward so I can actually drill into this. Once you get a little bit of resistance, then the ratcheting mechanism can take over, and it slides in pretty quick. You can see it holds on its own. The smallest size that I think is reasonable here for this thing is about 5/64. That seems to be about the minimum. 1/16 it won't hold. So here's a 5/64. That's in there nice and solid. 16th here, if I crank this all the way down, still slides in and out without any trouble. So if you're using the small bits, it's very nice to just be able to gently make nice precise turns. Obviously with a lot of our tools now, we quickly grab our power tools and go to town. Once you get down to smaller bits, I mean, we've all busted bits on these things, or it's just too unwieldy. Kind of contradiction here, so that's why I put this combination together. And I did something with saws in the past, and it's nice to be able to work with hand saws for very precise, lightweight tasks. T-handles have been around forever. First introduction for most folks was like with tap and die sets. And usually you got a little T-handle like this for running the tap, and this whole thing was pretty much designed as an afterthought. It's, elegant in its simplicity, but it certainly could have been a lot better. And there's lots of different T-handles. This particular one has a sliding handle with detents on both ends. There's a ball bearing seated permanently in the center, so you can pop this out, work with it by hand, no problem there. And then let's take a look at the ratchet mechanism here. What I'm going to do is drop in a little indicator here. So I'm going to line this thing up. Let me cinch this down like that, line it up so you can see. I'll do it this way. So let's count the number of clicks in one revolution. So what do we got? We're going this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 revolutions to get all the way around. It's hardly a dual 80 snap-on ratchet, but that's generally enough for a lot of the things you're doing. It might get a little frustrating if you're using some like micro bit drivers on this. because there is so much play. You know, it's what, 360 divided by 8 is going to be a bunch. So this is my cool tool alert, the Schroder Ratcheting T-Handle. And with that, Doc out.